Coming up tonight on the news at 6, how Montana is getting a little backup in our fight against COVID-19. Plus,
what a big help this is to make sure that they have enough food in their home for this holiday and beyond.
How the Helena Food Share is navigating the pandemic to make sure families are fed this holiday.
From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the News at 6. I'm Andy Curtis, and thanks for joining us tonight. Bond was set at $250,000 today for a man accused of fatally shooting another man in the Helena Valley. 31-year-old Corey Michael Kelly appeared via video in Justice Court and has been charged with deliberate homicide, a felony, in connection with the death of Mark Luther on Friday, November 20th. Court documents say Kelly was at Luther's residence along with several other individuals early Friday morning. Witnesses told detectives that Luther and Kelly had gotten into an argument, with Luther eventually presenting several loaded firearms and told Kelly to pick one. Luther made several comments to the witnesses and Kelly that the firearms were loaded. Kelly allegedly picked one up, one of the firearms that is, described to officers, and shot Luther in the chest. The courthouse was packed full of friends and family of Luther. Luther's parents want to thank the community for all their support and are grateful for the judge's decision today. And Justice of the Peace Michael Swingley set bond at $40,000 for an East Helena man accused of rape. 20-year-old Kyle Lee Baker appeared via video in Justice Court on Monday as well today. He's been charged with sexual intercourse without consent, a felony, regarding an alleged incident over the weekend. Detectives interviewed a girl who said she told Baker she would not have sex with him and told him multiple times to stop while he continued. Baker allegedly told law enforcement he had stopped once the girl pushed him off of her. Now with a look at our forecast as we get even closer to the holiday, Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz.
It's looking like pretty smooth sailing as we head into the holiday. Good Monday evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us here. A little gray out there today. The wind is picking up in a few locations, and if you looked out across the horizon, you may have seen a few snow showers, especially up over the mountains. Few is the ideal word here describing the spread of snow, but smooth sailing looking ahead over the next few days. If you choose to travel, well, you won't really have much in the way of Mother Nature hindering you traveling, although we do have one little minor system that will be coming through, blown away maybe by grandma's cooking or by the wind on Thanksgiving. And another weekend with sun. Last weekend was fantastic. This coming weekend may be equally as nice. More in the full forecast coming up.
A composite of state and locally reported data shows Montana cases of COVID-19 increased to over 56,000 cases. More than 15,000 of those are active cases. And 20 more deaths have been reported since last night, bringing Montana's COVID-19 death total to 642. As COVID-19 cases escalate in Montana, the disparity between state data from KTVH, and local data from county health departments continues to grow. MTN will use a combination of these sources to deliver more accurate information. Local county health departments may be alerted to cases before Montana KTVH. Using that local data means there will be times when MTN coronavirus data does not align with the state report. And more than 100 traveling nurses and respiratory therapists have arrived in Montana to help fill critical staffing shortages at Montana hospitals because of the COVID-19 surge, and many more are on the way. Governor Steve Bullock announced Monday that the state has contracted with a Seattle area firm to bring the badly needed personnel into Montana. 110 medical staffers arrived through last weekend, and another 170 are expected here by the end of the week. Most of the help are being expected and are arriving at the big hospitals in Billings, Kalispell, and Great Falls, but they're also going to hospitals in Missoula, Butte, Bozeman, and Livingston. The Montana National Guard also has activated 58 members to help with non-medical duties at 5 of the state's larger hospitals. Montana Hospital Association President Rich Rasmussen says hospitals are facing critical staff shortages right now, and many staffers have had to quarantine and can't work either because of contracting COVID-19 or being in contact with those who have it. Governor Bullock's office says that it expects the federal funds ultimately will be paying the cost of the temporary medical staffing help. Well, tonight, Helena city leaders could approve a plan for redeveloping an underutilized street at the edge of downtown. The City Commission is currently holding its regular meeting this evening, and they will be considering a renewal vision of Cruz Avenue. Leaders say the street is too large for its current use and serves as an actual barrier to surrounding neighborhoods. City staff are recommending maintaining vehicle access on Cruz, but narrowing the right-of-way and using adjacent land for things like affordable housing and pedestrian access. The plan would currently leave the neighborhood center on Cruz in place, but it leaves open the option of building a new center in the future. The executive director of Rocky Mountain Development Council, which occupies the neighborhood center, says she has some concerns about parking and other impacts, but that the vision could be a positive for the area.
I think it's a really cool idea to bring more housing into the downtown area, and that end of town is beautiful and it's very close to trails and restaurants. I would definitely think that that would be a nice thing to see happen there.
Also, tonight the commission could take another step towards creating an urban renewal district around the former Capitol Hill Mall site. We'll have updates on the meeting back here tonight on our newscast at 10 o'clock and online at KTVH.com. And still ahead on the news at 6, how the Helena community is helping make sure Capital City families don't go hungry this holiday.
As news leader, you're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for spending some time with us here tonight. Hundreds of Helena area families now have what they need for their Thanksgiving meal, thanks to the Helena Food Share and some help from the community. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian reports on how the meal distribution changed this year due to COVID-19.
Monday was the conclusion of Helena Food Share's annual Thanksgiving meal distribution. And though it looked different than in previous years, leaders say they're still grateful to be able to meet these needs. Food Share volunteers filled carts with all of the traditional Thanksgiving staples and added a turkey for each customer. They then handed off the meals to customers at the curbside. Leaders say by Monday morning, more than 1,100 people had signed up to receive a holiday meal.
The demand has been high, as it usually is.
Last week, Food Share collected enough money to provide 2,900 holiday meals through their virtual Turkey Challenge. In previous years, customers have come into the food pantry to pick up their food. This year, that wasn't possible because of COVID-19 restrictions. It took more work to prepare the meals and fewer volunteers were available, so Food Share spread out distribution over 3 days. Despite the changes, leaders say distribution day is always meaningful.
You know, we don't have quite the connection with people coming in. It's curbside, they're driving by in their cars and, you know, we're loading their cars for them with the groceries. But always, every year, I mean, you know, the people calling, the people who are coming in, just indicating that what a big help this is to make sure that they have enough food in their home for this holiday and beyond.
As in previous years, Food Share leaders say they collected enough during the Turkey Challenge that they'll be able to provide meals during Christmas as well. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
Now, while this food distribution is over, Food Share leaders are encouraging anyone who is in need of food assistance to reach out to them, even outside the holiday meal window. Now, with a look at our weather, once again, Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz.
Well, the one aspect of weather that may be a little troublesome here, the wind, especially as we get into Tuesday night and then Wednesday. A lot of wind for everybody, and some of this wind will carry over into Thanksgiving. I'll have more on the forecast for the holiday plus weather-wise coming up.
Well, the temperatures are dropping and ice is beginning to form on Montana's lakes. So I was thinking of grabbing my figure skates and my favorite bedazzled leotard and working a little bit on my triple Lutz. But before I do that, I'm going to see what Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenitz has to say about ice thickness in this week's Weatherwise.
It's that time of year, folks, where people want to get out onto the ice, but it's also that time of year where the ice safety is a big issue here. Because the ice is really not that thick just yet, it may not be safe for you to venture out. For weeks now, people have been coming from all over the state to skate on Lake Helena. The lake is great for early season skating because it is shallow. A shallow body of water will cool down faster and ice over quickly. Another benefit to a shallow body of water is if you do fall in, you fall in only up to your knees or thighs. Shallow bodies of water are also susceptible to warming and melting quickly, making the ice unsafe. Before heading out on the ice, consider the recent temperatures and snow cover. Ice is seldom the same thickness over a single body of water. It can be 2 feet thick in one place and 1 inch thick not far away. Avoid areas with cracks or moving water, springs, inlets, and outlets. Go with a partner during the day and check the ice thickness. Clear ice is stronger than white ice, which often has snow or air trapped in it. As a general rule, to walk or skate on ice, it is recommended the ice be at least 4 inches thick. For ice fishing huts, snowmobiles, or ATVs, a minimum of 5 inches is recommended. And 8 to 12 inches is needed for normal passenger vehicles, along with a lot of faith. Stay warm, stay dry, and now you're a little more weather-wise. As you can see, Andy's a little closer to completing the triple Lutz than I am, and boy, you stick anything in the prompter and he'll read it here. He's a good sport. And thank you to Mr. Kevin Dans for that video out in Canyon Ferry that, of course, went viral a few years ago. Some of my B-roll, let's just say. But hope you had a nice weekend. It was pretty nice out there. And again, please be careful if you are planning on doing some skating. I did hear a few cracks underneath the ice here just today. So looking at Great Falls, 33 degrees right now. In Helena, the wind just picked up here. It's a little blustery outside after a fairly calm morning, 36 degrees right now, 20s and 30s with the exception of Billings at 41 degrees. So no, not the warmest November day, neither was it the coldest November day that we've ever seen. Look at that, Great Falls, calm conditions. Everybody go outside and enjoy the calm conditions here for a minute because it will not be calm, the wind that is, over the next several days. On the radar, again, just a couple little light snow showers, mainly over the western mountains here, and things looking very dry in the last couple of frames. Still a couple of showers and snow showers further towards the west, Washington, Oregon, Utah getting a couple of snow showers, a little disturbance moving through the central part of the country as well. So maybe a few flakes of snow out there tonight in the mountains, and you can see the trend here drying things out as we go through the overnight. Tomorrow, much sunnier day. It still will be breezy across a lot of the Montana prairies here, but it's a pretty nice November day once again. Anytime you got sunshine and the temperatures are above freezing, I think that's a pretty nice November day. Heading into Wednesday, though, of course, this is a big travel day. There is some snow increasing in the western part of the state. Early Saturday morning, or Wednesday morning, there may be some snow up over some of the mountain passes over the Continental Divide. May have some slick spots, but we're really not going to need to break out the big snow plows or the snow shovels with this system going through. Little to no snow in the lower elevations. Wednesday afternoon, a couple of snow showers, maybe down over the Bozeman Pass area and again over the mountains of western Montana. But the snow really is not going to add up that much. There it is through Wednesday morning. And you can see up around Glacier and some of the western mountains picking up 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of snow. That is not a big November storm here from Montana. So Thanksgiving Day looking pretty nice, partly cloudy skies. It will be on the breezy side with temperatures close to 40 degrees. Heading into Friday, Black Friday, we've got mostly sunny skies, a bit of a warmer day. Saturday, a little breezy. Sunday, notice not much anywhere close to Montana. Sunday should be pretty nice. Monday afternoon and evening, we may get a few flakes of snow coming through the lower elevations, but that storm does not look strong either. Here's the forecast for tonight. Teens and 20s for lows. I think the snow showers over the little belts, the big belts, and up the Continental Divide, few and far between. Here's the forecast for tomorrow, Tuesday. Mostly sunny skies, temperatures up into the 30s and the 40s. Windy across the plains, not too breezy in the valley locations of western Montana. Wednesday, here comes that front moving through western and central Montana in the morning hours. Mostly cloudy skies, a few snow showers again in the western mountains, but really not much in the way of issues as far as traveling if you have to drive or fly coming up here on Wednesday. Thanksgiving Day, Partly cloudy skies, 30s and 40s. West wind 15, maybe 20 miles per hour. That's not that bad. It's a nice day, nice to be outside as well on the day. And for Friday, 40s even, 51 in Roundup, and Great Falls coming up here on Black Friday. Here's the 7-day forecast for Helena. So not too shabby. A couple of snowflakes possible Wednesday, a few snowflakes possible next Monday. But that's a nice sunny stretch here for the end of November. And for Great Falls, also looking at pretty nice conditions, a lot of sunshine, hardly any flakes of snow, and temperatures above average.
And coming up, a sweet new way to help veterans dealing with invisible scars.
Montana's news leader. You're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back, everyone. As our mental health continues to be impacted during this pandemic, some veterans are turning to honeybees to help cope with PTSD. Alexa Liaco shows us how beekeeping is soothing some symptoms.
The endless hum of the hive calls to Chuck Pressler. Each day he visits the thousands of bees living in his backyard. It's an appointment he hasn't missed in years.
It slows you down.
The Navy veteran served 4 years during the Cold War.
I was in submarines. I spent a lot of time underwater.
And now he works as an EMT, 2 careers in service, both with a personal price to pay.
It is a sacrifice, whether it's coming back from war or whether it's dealing with things at home, police, paramedics, firemen, EMTs, dispatchers. There's a lot of things that weigh on people after dealing with this for so long.
But Pressler found a unique way to take his mind away from the stress. By going to a place where dessert is served first.
This is one of their honey frames.
And where Pressler's time is his own.
If you find yourself talking to them a little bit, you forget about everything around you while you're doing it. And you're just paying attention to the bees.
He knew the calm he found had to be shared.
I discovered that it could be a tool.
He started the nonprofit Honeybees for Heroes to give other veterans and first responders a chance to ease the traumas they live with every day.
You know, it's a brotherhood, sisterhood. It's all a big family in the end, and everybody sticks together. And I think being around each other and talking, even in general, is working towards getting past it.
For so many veterans, talking about mental health and PTSD can be a really tough thing to do. That's why coming out to the hives and focusing on the honeybees is so healing.
Generally, we don't talk about it unless they bring it up. I try not to revisit any ghosts or bring up any memories. The object is just to let them find their pace.
Pressler now works with a handful of veterans in his own neighborhood, one-on-one, even setting them up with their own hives.
This is private. I keep everybody anonymous.
He says so many veterans feel misunderstood and alone, and he wants to be there to help.
Let's be honest, there's a stigma behind it, and people start to look at you like, you know, you're crazy. It's important for the community to know that it's okay to deal with these issues, and that the people that do these jobs are human, and that it requires a human to make these sacrifices to do it.
Pressler says the call to serve is worth every sacrifice, and it's a mission that doesn't end when you leave the military.
All of us, first responders, veterans, that's what we do for a living. We help and protect people.
He hopes more will soon realize fulfilling that promise can come from the most unexpected places.
When you have a beehive with 60,000 honeybees in it, I mean, you're their guardian. So it's up to us to protect them and serve them.
A small but mighty service with a reward sweeter than, well, you know. I'm Alexa Liaco.
We'll wrap things up here when we come back.
News leader. You're watching MTN News at 6.
Welcome back, everybody. Ending things tonight with some advice to live by from our neighbors to the north. Wildlife officials in Canada don't want people to let moose lick their vehicles. Signs have been put up telling drivers not to let that happen. They say moose can't resist the salt that ends up on vehicles after it's been spread on winter roads. Moose, of course, need salt to maintain healthy mineral levels in their bodies. Wildlife officials say allowing a moose to lick salt from your vehicle makes them more comfortable around cars, and that, of course, leads to more accidents. Officials want people to drive away when they see a moose getting too close. Words to live by. Thanks for watching. You can catch us back here tonight at 10 o'clock and always online at ktvh.com. Have a great rest of your evening.